is weird. I'm following this.
For you to meet your mother. She's still here. Honor the moment.
I'm shaking everything I have.
Meliha, she's still here.
It's me, but it's just...
Honor the moment. Is this too much for you to believe? Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in the divinity that created your very soul and your very being? It is possible. From Lemuria, she came to Glastonbury for this, the 8th choir. Let me back up. The tones that have been created for 6 years have been the tones that you've remembered in your Akash as we've described. It went on to the tones that you had to have help from, that you had heard but not that often. It has evolved to what you have in a lullaby, in a farewell. And now I wish to challenge you for something far simpler. But this one, although simple in its construction, will be more difficult to remember. Let me explain. Before the Pleiadians got here, dear ones, they had gone through what you are going through. Of all of the planets of free choice, those which represent the 7 sisters probably had the most salted past. We told you in another channeling they had even gone through genocide. The darkest of the dark. Whatever you think has happened on this planet that is as ugly as you can imagine, they saw it even greater. And yet they pulled themselves through a civilization and made a decision.
Finally made it out.
Like you have.
Behind us,
and those listening to this for the first time would say, what decision? I don't remember a vote. It was humanity all at once deciding to stop the cycle. The cycle that would bring you war after war. The cycle that wouldn't even be smart enough to see the dysfunction in it, because it never solved anything. A human race collectively that would say, we're tired of this, we wish to change the parameters. A humanity that would decide that history would no longer drive the future. That's what you're doing now. Indeed, you survived past that which was predicted you would not. Indeed, you went past that year 2000, which loosely was described as the Armageddon years. The time when war would finally take its toll and humanity would cease to exist as you know it today. You went through the 2012 shift where the calendars ended and the prophecies stood there and reminded you where you were going, into an abyss, really, where there was no prophecy, and there still isn't. You're in a time which no one predicted you'd be in. And you celebrated it esoterically with the tones. And those of you who believed that the Pleiadians were here got heard. It sailed through this galaxy, and many knew that this planet of free choice had made it just like the Pleiadians.
As far as I know.
They went through this. And then they started growing. I have told you, dear ones, there'll come a time when you can look back at these years and actually change your calendar yet again and start it over. And you will call the years before 2012 the barbaric era. This will be the age of compassion. And slowly, very slowly, you'll see humanity start to get together and agree that history and what happened in the past should not drive the future. Israelis and Palestinians will make that choice together with new leadership someday. When they'll literally have to swallow hard and they'll say, we know our history, we know who did what to whom, and we don't care. What we want is the future. We don't want to remember the past and blame and blame. We don't want the retribution that comes with what happened then. We want the future to be what we design it from now on.
Back up through this side over here.
And that is what you're going to do. And that's what the Pleiadians did. That's what they did.
If there's any old cave items.
Century after century passed, consciousness raised. They started to become multidimensional. The ones that seated them, greeted them finally. We've talked about that.
Very cool.
And they sang songs about
perfectly
it.
Down to the second arch down below too.
They sang victory songs about
so we
it.
can walk right around here.
On their planet, they had celebrations in that which was their annual. And they would get together and sing the song of victory. A simple one. A song of victory that they all knew, and it was victory over the duality of a barbaric era that they had gone through and passed. And they realized that all the souls that were part of the old were now also reincarnated and part of the new. They understand now and then and even before the system of God. Ya'i, your challenge is this. I want you to remember something you never heard. However, I told you your mother is here. Her Akash still remembers it. Every single Pleiadian knows this song backwards and forwards. Mom never left, and she will continue to share her Akash with you. You, the ancestors, the directors, can come up with this.